You know, a lot of people just resign themselves to gaining weight when they hit a certain age.
That's right. Well, it's time to drop that attitude, people, because we found a new book that explains how you can stop and even reverse age-related weight gain.
Tips from the Whole Body Reset are our featured story at the top of the list.
We've all heard it and believed it to be true. With age comes weight gain. But it turns out that doesn't have to be the case.
Weight gain in middle age is not inevitable. There are actually factors that lead to it that we can control.
Stephen Perrine is the executive editor for AARP the Magazine and the AARP Bulletin. And with his new book, The Whole Body Reset, he's showing us that much of what we thought about age-related weight gain isn't actually true.
The reason is because most of diet culture is focused on the gym rat who wants to get ripped or shredded or mangled or torn or what have you, to go to the beach. And it's very, very little of it is focused on people who are in their 40s, 50s, and 60s and what their specific needs are. This isn't new science. It isn't any kind of weird trend. It's just information that we haven't been told before.
The first key component is the power of protein timing.
The reason we gain weight as we get older is nothing to do with metabolism. It's because our bodies begin to lose muscle. In fact, if you make a muscle, squeeze that bicep, that represents about 5% of the muscle in your body. That's how much we lose every decade after age 30.
As we age, we lose the ability to absorb and use protein. So that's where the magic of protein timing comes into play.
And it essentially means eating 25 to 30 grams of protein at each meal. That means breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Which the average American doesn't do. We tend to eat about 10 grams of protein at breakfast, then 60 grams at dinner.
And that's exactly wrong. So we need to eat more protein in breakfast and not necessarily order the 16-ounce steak at dinner.
So now that we know what to put on our plate, let's talk about navigating the supermarket.
So there are a couple tricks that you can use to navigate the supermarket. The first is to make sure you do all your shopping around the outside of the supermarket, the perimeter, where all the fruits and vegetables and the dairy and the lean meats and all that good stuff is.
And only go into the middle of the market for a few targeted items.
The middle is where they put all the really delicious and scary things that are not good for you.
And finally, when you're stuck on what to get, here's a little help with decoding labels.
There's also a great trick you can use when you're reading labels. Simply take the number of protein grams and the number of fiber grams in any food. Add them together.
Stephen says to compare that to the number of grams of added sugar.
If the protein and fiber is higher than added sugar, that's a healthy food. If the added sugar is higher, it's not a healthy food.
We're beating age-related weight gain with the Whole Body Reset at the top of the list.